Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, your one-stop shop for all your Pokemon information. We go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price, and we do also cover any big Pokemon news like cards or sets to get revealed, and if I do see any good deals, I always try to throw them out here too. But before we get started, we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Showcase Cards. Do you guys remember being a little kid when you would always keep your favorite Pokemon card in your pocket? Well, you can do that today with these awesome cell phone cases. As you can see, I am rocking the first edition Holo Neo Genesis Lugia, one of my all-time favorite cards, and I actually wouldn't even be in this position that I am today without that card. But they got cases for all different models, and then if you use the code BEARD10 at checkout, you will receive 10% off your order. So definitely check them out. All the links are in the description. But all right, let's get started. Hopping to Poke Beach. Now, I am recording this Sunday afternoon. The Mega Evolution Pokemon Center ETBs have not dropped yet. They should probably drop today if we're, basing it off of all the last 10 sets. So keep checking Pokemon Center. Just do it whenever you can remember, and hopefully we can score some of these. The last couple drops actually have gone okay to where it lasted a little bit longer, so hopefully they just keep getting better and better. But otherwise, we don't really have any other news. But right, next, we have celebrations. So the regular ETB is finally over $200. Took a long time, to be honest. Last sold $243, 5 of them at $190, 3 of them at $225, $215. We got $200 down there. So that is good to see. Love my celebrations ETBs. Next, we got the Pokemon Center ETB. Last sold $318, $350, $349, $349, $333. This thing was literally $200-something a couple months ago. I put this on quite a few videos, actually. And got to check the UPC. Finally getting some love again. Last sold $648, $650, $499, $647, $610, $625. So very glad to see. I love celebrations. That's why I've put it on every single Market Monday. Someone actually asked me that a couple months ago. They're like, why do you always put celebrations? Do you expect it to pop off? And I was just like, yep. I'm going to check a couple more products because we got so many things moving. We got the Collector's Chest. Very nice tin. Last sold $79, $79, $81, $79, $80. One sale at $66. And what else we got? We got the Lance's Charizard V-Box. This was at just $55. Now last sold $66, $68, $66, $61. So everything for celebrations is kind of moving. And we're going to be checking some celebrations cards also. We got the Prime Collection box. Last sold for this box is $135, $129, $140, $136, $129, $104. All right, next we are going to be checking out Evolving Skies. The booster box is up a little bit. I have a feeling it's going to be over 2K again, and it's probably going to stay over 2K if I had to guess. But last sold 2000, 1965, 1952, 1950, 2000 with a picture, 1947, 1999. So that is looking good. And the regular ETBs are still slowly climbing. Last sold 345, 325, 349, and 320. And the other Umbreon one, all the sales are at 330. What else do we got? Pokemon Center ETBs, we're not even going to check those on TCG Player because they barely have any sales. But we got some crazy sales on eBay. They kind of range. It really depends on the quality of the ETB. So we have the Umbreon 3-pack right here. Last sold 150, 148, 140, 139. So that's seeing some good movement. All right, next we have Crown Zenith. We got the regular ETB leveling out. Last sold 188, 188, 185. We got one sale at 199. That's good, but we also have a couple sales at 165. I have a feeling it'll be at 200 very soon. We got the booster bundle market price $91. Last sold 103, 92, 98, 85. 8 of them at 120. I wish I would have got more of these, but they kind of came out with these a little bit later. I think I have maybe 10 of them or something like that, which is honestly a great amount. I just like how small these are, so I felt like I could have got a lot more. We got the Sea and Sky Premium Collection compared to boxes like this. Last sold 152, 152, 170, 175. And then we got the Moltres tin, market price $70. Kind of leveling out now. Last sold 71, 73, 60, 67. 8 of them at 67. And we got to check the Pokemon Center ETB. I think it had a couple new high sales. Market price $283. It says it's going down on the graph, but last sold on here $305, $299, $280, $280, $305. All right, next we have 151. Got to check the ETB. Kind of leveling out. Last sold 253, 252, 254, 247, 227, 238. So prices are kind of all over the place. And we got the Pokemon Center ETB, still doing really good. Market price $566. Last sold $610, $625, $635, $654, $550. And we got to check the UPC. Market price $392. Last sold $399, $399, $399, $395, $400, $400. So this is basically a $400 UPC now. Next, we have Prismatic Evolutions. The ETB market price is about $110, still the same, and the Pokemon Center ETB market price is $219. But the SPC is climbing up a little bit. It got down to $190. Now last sold $208, $215, $208, and $210. Otherwise, nothing else is really moving for Prismatic. Next, we have Destined Rivals. Again, nothing's really moving. Booster box was $245. Now it's $254. Last sold $259, $259, $259, $248, $266. Wow. So that's actually up a few dollars. The regular ETB market price $91, so that's up a buck or two. And the Pokemon Center ETB market price is $182, which is the same as it was last week. So everything else is about the same. All right, we have the Obsidian Flames booster box. Got up to $249, down to $233, and right back up. Last sold $230, $235, $246. All right, next we have the Sword and Shield base set booster box. Last sold $583, $549, $550, $459, $500. That is just crazy. It was $378 3 months ago. Next, we have the Obsidian Flames booster box. Got up to $250, down to about $232. Now last sold $230, $236, $246, $238. We got one sale at $220. We also have a sale at $247. So up just a couple dollars, kind of leveling out. Next, we have the Journey Together regular booster box. This got up to $275, down to $208. Now last sold $233, $235, $234, $224. So that's doing pretty good. Next, we have Journey Together. This is the enhanced booster box. So this was at $228, got down to about $199. Now last sold $210, $200, $220, $218, and 5 of them at $219. But yeah, it's just funny to see how good Journey Together is doing. You know, a lot of people say it's like the worst set and just a terrible set, but it's still not even remotely close to being at MSRP, and it's holding very strong. Next, we have the Hidden Fates ETB. Last sold for this. Someone got 10 of them at $410, otherwise $405, $399, $435 with a picture. Next, we have the Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETB. Got down about $310. Now last sold $335, $325, $350, $327. So going right back up. Next, we have the Fusion Strike 3-pack blister. Was $28 6 months ago. Now last sold $57, $57, $57, $60. You know, I said many times that like 3-pack blisters and collection boxes, they're solid pickups, especially if you cannot afford booster boxes and stuff like that. But I always say they take a lot longer to sell. Anybody who is saying that 3-pack blisters and stuff are better buys than booster boxes has never actually tried to sell anything before. Because we literally have 2 sales in all of July for this Fusion Strike Espeon 3-pack blister. So we're not even getting close to a sale a day for this thing. You know, doesn't include eBay and stuff. But still, you know, the 3-pack blisters definitely move a lot slower than booster boxes. All right, next we have the Fusion Strike Build and Battle Stadium. This was $87 6 months ago. Now last sold $175, $175, $199. We got one at $185. But again, another thing that doesn't sell a ton. You know, a little more sales in the 3-pack blister, but still we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sales in all of June and no sales yet in July. Next, we have the Lost Origin Build and Battle. This was $73 6 months ago. Last sold $125, $130, $125, $120. Next, we have the Charizard UPC. This was $254 3 months ago. Now last sold $325, $320, $325, $339. Next, we have the Ghastly Illustration Rare coming back up in price a little bit. It got down about $34, $35. Now last sold $39, $39, $44, $38, $45. I really think the cards that have all 3 evolutions on one card is automatically top tier. I mean, that is just so cool. Next, we have the Ends Reshiram Journey Together stamped promo. So this was at $11, got up to $23, back down about $13. Now last sold $22, $22, $24, $23. Next, we have the Bubble Mew EX bouncing back a little bit, got down to about $290. Now last sold $291, $305, $298, $290, $320. So we got 2 of them at $326 and another sale at $327. Next, we have the Zapdos EX bouncing back a little bit, got down to about $44. Now last sold $52, $50, $49, $54. Next, we have the Charizard EX, same thing, bouncing back a little bit. It's got down to about $54. Now last sold $58, $58, $60, $59. Next, we have the Mega Rayquaza EX from Celebrations. This was a $17 card. Now last sold $34, $37, $35, $37. Next, we have the Shining Magikarp. Love this card. Was an $8 card. Got up to $26. Back down to $16. Now last sold $25, $23, $24, and $20. Next, we have the Surfing Pikachu VMAX. So it's a $2.92 card. Now last sold $5, $4.20, $4.20, $4, $5. Next, we have the Zekrom from Celebrations. This was $3 a year ago. Now last sold $15. Someone got 14 of them at $17. A couple more sales at $16. And then we have the White Reshiram card. Same thing, was a $2 card. Now last sold $15, $17, and $16. Next, we have the Pikachu Celebrations. I love this card. If you guys do not know, this is the same exact card as the base set card, but they just turned it into an illustration rare, which I really, really hope they do for the next 30th anniversary, you know, stuff like that. I love these illustration rares. This is just like the easiest card to pull in the set. That's why it was always so cheap, but it was a $1 card. Now last sold $2.50, $4.30. We got 8 of them at $4.30, a couple sales at $5. Next, we have the Birthdays Pikachu card. This is another super cool card. This is an old Black Star promo, but this is the Celebrations reprint. Was $5. Now last sold $17, $19, $14, $18. And we're going to jump to Poke Data here and check the PSA 10 sales. So this thing was very cheap, like a $40 PSA 10 card. I have one of these, I think. Then last sold $152, $150. But yeah, pretty much every single Celebrations card went up in price. A lot of them actually are coming back down a couple dollars because it was just so many buyouts and stuff. And when that happens, it always comes back down pretty hard. If it's more of a natural rise, it'll come down a little bit and kind of level out and kind of settle. But yeah, this card was at $158. And the big boy, we got the Celebrations Pikachu, the one that's the reprint of the base set. Now, last sales on Poke Data says $471, but they're a couple days behind. This card has a pop of only 454 in a 10, 3,731 in a 9, and 3,177 in an 8. That's why, you know, pops do matter when they're low modern pops. Because as you can see, the Birthday Pikachu, a way more expensive card. You know, this is like a $15 card raw. Look at all the sales, 15, 17, and we just seen the raw card of the Pikachu, and that's a $3, $4, $5 card. But the pop on this is 11,951 in a 10 and 4,944 in a 9. But we got a couple crazy sales for the new Pikachu. Last sold on eBay is 850 in a 10 and 799. Now both cards are getting hyped up, the Birthday Pikachu and this Pikachu, but because this Pikachu is so tough to grade and has such a low pop, it's worth way more in a 10. And before that, we had a sale at 570 on auction and 610 before that. And last on the list, we are checking out a couple of these Chinese cards. The Umbreon Art Rare has a couple pretty high sales, so if you can still find this card for, you know, 140, 150 in super nice condition, I'd probably grab it, because last sold is 260, 290, 250. We do have a sale at 155, but that was about a week ago. And then we got a couple sales for the PSA 10s now. Last sold 920, 930, so that's very good for a PSA 10. The card is already coming down in price. We had a sale at 1425, 1450, 1675. It's actually worth more than the Umbreon VMAX from the Chinese side. That sold for 740. And last on the list, we have the Gem Pack Volume 2 Booster Box. Is up probably 10, 15 bucks. This thing was selling all day long for $35, $40. Now last sold 50, 54, 59. This one's 33, but $15 in shipping. A couple more sales at 50, so definitely gone up in price a little bit. So again, if you're interested and you find it for a good deal, like $40 or something like that, it's probably a solid pickup. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Market Monday. Hopefully you guys can get some of these Pokemon Center ETBs from the new Mega Evolution set. You know, good luck to everyone. And if you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, you can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you want to watch my last Sunday video where I go over how to sell Pokemon cards like a pro, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.